Having worked in the world of antique silver for nearly 25 years, it's not often I see something which surprises me. So it was a great pleasure in 2021 when a client brought in this lovely jug for consideration for an upcoming sale. In form, it's a typical 18th century object which looks very much like a beer or ale jug, which were made in fairly large numbers through the 18th century. This one has a distinction though in that you have unusual quilted decoration on the handle, spiral fluting on the upper body and lower body, and wave decoration on the bottom. But what distinguishes it even more is the use of fruiting grapevines between the bands of decoration, which make it obviously a jug that would have been used for wine rather than for beer and ale. It's by a silversmith called Thomas Hemming, who was the royal goldsmith in the 18th century and a maker of great ability. It was even more exciting about this time last year to receive an email from a client in North America with pictures of a remarkably similar jug, which I'm sorry to say was in a very tarnished state, but which has now been delivered for sale and has been cleaned and ready for presentation in our March fine jewellery, watches and silver auction. The fascinating thing is this is obviously the pair to go with the jug we saw previously. So we now know that both jugs were owned by Major General Henry Aylmer, who died in 1904. He would originally have owned the pair of jugs and given one of them to each of his sons. The son who owned this jug was to emigrate to Canada, serve as a Queen's Counsel there, and presented this jug to the grandfather of the present owner, who lived in Montreal in Quebec. You can see the initials on the front, which sadly we've not been able to identify, and again the full set of English hallmarks underneath, with the hallmark for Thomas Hemming in the centre and the further marks for London running around that. And on this example there's the details of the presentation of this jug as a wedding gift in 1936.